Love and peace and happiness. Connecting the body and the body. Connecting the body, heart, and mind. Connecting the body and the spirit. Connecting the heart, mind, and body. Connecting the heart, mind, and heart. Connecting the heart, mind, and the spirit. Connecting the spirit and the body. Connecting the spirit, heart, and mind. Connecting the spirit and the spirits. Welcome to your Scorpio energy reading. One for the body, one for the heart, one for the mind, one for the spirit, divine truth. Let me see, speaking here with accuracy, clarity, and simplicity for my beloved brothers and sisters of humanity, for their highest, latest, and brightest good, for their overall love, peace, health, wealth, and happiness in this Scorpio energy. Love and peace and happiness. What do you have? The conclusion, but every conclusion is a new start. So it's the end of one thing and the beginning of something else. Okay. What is a desire here? Visions. You want your vision to become true. You want your vision of love. And I hear, I had a vision of love, and it was all that you're giving to me. So what you're doing? Individuality. Listen, you're honoring your soul's expression is what I heard. Honoring your soul's expression. Okay, how you feeling in this? You're feeling cycles. I can feel the cycle. It's about to shift. Okay, you can feel the changing of the cycles. You can feel very connected to the planetary movements. I heard. What you talking about? You're talking about beauty. Beauty and the Beast. Okay, you're talking about beauty though. Things unfold. You're talking about a blooming. You're talking about a luminescence that is happening here. Okay, you're feeling called. You're feeling the call of romance. Okay, of passion. Let me see what you know. You know the high priestess of earth. You know that you affect things on the physical level. You know that your vision affects things on the physical level. What you will learn, what will be revealed, is the growth, and that the table has been set. I heard the table has been set for a very intimate space, a very intimate setting. Let me see what's at the bottom here. Lust. And this is not it. What you're looking for, the vision of love, is a lot more than just lust. I heard the vision of love that you have created is so much more than lust. So you know you have the ability, the space is there. I heard you're holding space for it, and that is okay. As a matter of fact, as long as you're holding space for it and the cycle's about to shift, you will see that energy come and have a seat there. The seat can't be taken if somebody else is going to sit in it, right? So there's nobody sitting in the seat right now, and that's a good thing, and that's what's going to be revealed. Anywhere where somebody has been sitting in the seat, I see you about to evacuate that seat, so that way the right person can sit in the seat, the right energy can sit in the seat. The energy is a match to yours. You know you have the ability to create. You know that, and you can feel the shifting of the cycles, yeah? And you are literally at a point where your entire story is changing. Anywhere where you were going for something just out of lust, that's changing. Anywhere where somebody was coming out of you just out of lust, that's changing. Not accepting what was, ready for more. Okay, let's see what the tarot has to add to your message. These are the decks that I'm using for you at this time, for those of you who want to know. All right, show me in the Scorpio energy. Remember, this reading is timeless. So you could be any birth part position of Scorpio, or it could just be your zodiac sign. And then also, you could be cross watching. And then others of you, you just love getting whatever information comes out of every reading I do. A shout out to all of you. And thank you for the growth on our channel, where we receive our messages for our highest, lightest, and brightest good. Show me the Scorpio energy. Why the conclusions? What can you reveal about the conclusion that we have right now? Okay. Nine of Swords. Somebody's afraid of the conclusion. That's what came out. Fears. You could have had I see you had a dream. The dream kind of freaked you out a little bit, because that dream showed you very clearly how a situation is going to be changing. And yes, I heard with every ending is a new beginning. But you had another one flipped out and it stayed here. Yeah. The Page of Pentacles. So One of the thing, and they said, what was it facing? It was facing, wow, the Page of Pentacles is facing the King of Wands. So these two cards were looking at each other in the deck right now. They wanted me to pull that out. So I just see, like, is this a Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius person? This is somebody who has big plans. They want to take action, but they don't have the resources to take the action. This is what you received the information about in this dream that is coming to its completion at this time. It's concluding so that something else can transform. You got to, I heard you resting in ease, you're resting in peace. This is about getting your thoughts in alignment. So you, before it's time for action, the vision is revealed, the experience, the action that needs to be taken. It's like you start to get hints of it. Spirit will hint at, like, look, pretty soon you're going to be leaving this. Pretty soon things are going to change, and why? Because I just see, like, with this lust on the bottom, and fulfillment and trapped. See, somebody here is happy to keep you in a situation, and their idea is not the same as what your idea is, because this idea that they're presenting has more to do just with physical satisfaction, immediate gratification. I'm hearing immediate gratification. That's not what you're on. I'm hearing you're not on that tip. You're on something else completely different. Yeah, you have a different purpose, a different focus than what this is. And so that completion is coming through. It's time to conclude that cycle. Maybe at one point that was what mattered to you. Now you're realizing it just doesn't. And it could, I heard it very well could be that this situation is what helped you realize that. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. So let's see with the vision. What do we have in your desire? The Three of Swords. You just want, look, the truth that hurts like a bee but sets you free. Yeah. So I'm seeing in this energy, you want to, and remember, they want me to throw this out there. This could be about you specifically, or it could be about somebody you truly care about, or somebody who's close to you, or somebody who's going to come up and tell you their experience. But what you want is for somebody to see the truth that hurts like a bee and sets you free. If it doesn't match your vision of love, it's time for it to end. And that's the energy I'm getting here. I feel like there's a connection here that is so satisfying to somebody. I see a feminine energy who's like, they like somebody's body. They like what somebody could do for them. They like somebody's power. But the connection isn't based on anything that is got a matched goal. I'm hearing it. The goals aren't matched, the goals aren't aligned, the vision is not aligned. And so, I see your energy is a realizing, like, this is going to be painful, but we got to get it out. You got, and I see that you're going to be speaking about this. So let me see, what are you doing? Three of Pentacles with individuality. You're trying to respect your own individuality, yet respect the connection that you have with other people, respect the influence that you have in other people's lives, respect the effect that you have on this physical planet. But I see you again, Three of Pentacles. You are trying to cooperate, yet maintain yourself. I heard knowing that what you do affects not only you, but it affects other people in the collective. I also see, like, if this is a person who is really close to you, you could be taking a situation and taking it from a romantic place to a more like mundane, like, let's just be friends type of energy. We have a working relationship. We need to make this working relationship work, because you know what? This emotional thing is just not doing it. This sex thing isn't doing it, because there's an alignment of energy. The pain is aligning with this cooperative energy. So there's a realization of something, and a willingness, I'm hearing, to incorporate that into the truth moving forward and try to make the best of the situation. Okay, let me see what the cycles in the feelings. You have the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, you can feel the change. Something's got to give, something's got to change. Anywhere where you feel like you've been entertaining more than one option, you're getting really freaking clear about that, and one of those options is going to be removed from the table completely. Yeah, I see that here as well. Anywhere where you're knowing that somebody has been maintaining you as an option, that's why you're going to remove yourself. Okay, you feel like something's got to change, and change doesn't happen if I don't change, I'm hearing. Okay, you're also looking like you're feeling balance inside, like you're feeling like, well, whatever I have to do, I can handle this. I got this. Okay, let me see in what you're talking about with beauty and the Page of Swords. Page of Swords. So I just saw that you're letting somebody know like where you're at is perfectly fine. You're at a phase of learning, but and it's beautiful. You're hearing, I'm hearing it's beautiful. Um, but there's also this, it's just not in alignment for, it's just not in alignment that way. Okay. And I see that you're like, my position is a lot different than your position. Where I'm at is a lot different than where you're at. In other words, baby, you want to walk together, but you're not here where I am. How can you walk with me? Also, my stride is so much bigger than yours, and I really have an important place to be at a very important time. So I'm trying to keep a pace. I'm trying to keep on schedule. Your step in stride is not as wide as mine. And you're playing all these games over here. So I'm hearing you're trying to speak tactfully. You're trying to speak tactfully and make it sound pretty, but it's difficult to make this message sound pretty, is what I'm hearing. So the stride don't match, okay? And then I hear, nobody gonna break my stride. Nobody gonna hold me down. Oh no, I got to keep it moving. So the strides don't match, okay? And you're not on the same path. Somebody wants to walk with you, and they've been trying, but they're on a whole different path, you know? And it's like, how can you walk with me if we're not on the same path? There's that. What you know, high priestess of earth, you can make things happen on earth. Yeah, nine of pentacles, your spiritual gifts are important. Yeah, nine of pentacles, independence. You cannot be joined at the hip. I hear joined at the hip. Okay. You can't be joined at the hip to energy where the stride don't match. And your abilities, your spiritual gifts and abilities influence things on earth. You have an important purpose to fulfill. You have goals that influence lives. So, in other words, you have life experience in your hand, not just for yourself, but for many. What you do has influence. Therefore, you realize, like, I can't get caught up in this situation. So you know that your independence is necessary. And you also, if you look carefully with me, these two, so this person here, this is what you're talking about. Like, listen, you're on a different place. You're in a different learning phase, right? And you're like, I've already got my reward. I've already got my medallion. I've already got uh, my totem. They're still in the middle of it. You've removed it. There's this energy here too. It's reminding me of a channel message I did a while back about the karmic cycle of experience. Like once you completed it, you're outside of it. So this person is in the karmic cycle of figuring out the beauty of their life, the beauty of their position, the beauty of cycles. I'm hearing the beauty of cycles, of starts and endings, and how beautiful that truly is. And then you're outside of that experience. It's closed, it's complete. See, this one isn't complete, it's still being formed. It's the land they stand on. Yours down here is complete. You've removed yourself. You're actually have a barrier to it, but you can observe it. Okay, so it's in your environment, which is what spirit showed me. Like once you complete the karmic energies, the karmic lesson, and you learn the experience, you may still have the experience in your ambiance, but it won't be in your direct life. And that's what I'm saying here, which is important because this is part of your purpose. This is part of how you contribute to humanity. This is part of what matters to you, what you're here to do. Love and peace and happiness. Yeah, your spiritual gifts have so much value that you can't restrict them to a situation because they don't like the fact that that cycle of lust is over. So what you're gonna be, what will be revealed, we had the grove and the 10 of swords. Yeah, there's the ending. Okay, so what I see is that we have somebody who's in a relationship. For whatever reason, this relationship, you've outgrown it. Okay, bottom of the deck here, we have the page of wands. Look like fun. Look, the dude got a mask on. Somebody's got a mask on, riding this little kitty rocking horse. First off, they're too big for the little kitty rocking horse, right? Then we have this lady over there like, hey, come look at me. All right, here's the thing. So you had an opportunity come your way. This opportunity, if you accepted it out of lust, you're realizing that that wasn't the best move. anywhere where they were presenting an opportunity and for them it was completely based on lust, you're realizing that that wasn't a good idea. And so I just see like this situation is definitely transforming, and a relationship is coming to an end. You've been seeing it, you've been aligning with that, you've already been knowing it. You already know that the truth, you just want somebody to accept the truth. You want somebody to accept that, listen, this is what has to happen. They may not like it, they definitely don't want it, is what I can see. But you know, and you can see that this is the next necessary phase. This is what has to happen. So a situation has to change. A transformation must occur. And for that to happen, there's got to be an ending, the ending of an idea, the ending of a belief, the ending of a belief that you could work together with this and that the change would happen. Oh, for somebody, what you're realizing, I just saw it very clearly. For somebody here, what you're realizing is that when the transformation happens, it's not going to happen until you leave. Somebody's got to go through a transformation. This person is in your energy. This person is there because, they want something physical. There's some sort of physical gratification that they're after. It looked like fun, so you participate. However, you've had a vision, you had a dream. I heard Martin come through talking about, I had a dream. Thank you, Dr. King. But it's saying, you can't be afraid to accomplish your dream. Okay, you can't be afraid of that dream becoming a reality. And so part of this dream becoming a reality requires the end of this idea, that a lustful situation can be fulfilling, the end of the idea that you could stop this person from going through pain. There's this idea here that you wanted to remove a person from their pain. You can't take their pain away from them. Sometimes people have to experience this stuff for it to go away. Actually, usually it works. I haven't, let me just say, I personally haven't found a way that you can't experience your own crap in order to remove it. The only way I've ever been able to remove and clear the crap out of my life was from a full on, 100% engaged experience with it. And so that's what somebody has to realize here. Now, it's also being revealed to you in this that your purpose is greater than this experience. That it is more important for you to, in not knowing what else could come, be willing to release this. If you're not willing to release this, you're blocking out space for what else is there for you, for what else is in your destiny, in your fate, and in your purpose. And destiny, fate, and purpose is going to make this happen. Yeah. Destiny, they want me to take note. Fate and purpose. So those three things are aligned in this ending resolution, the completion of a cycle. A cycle has to shift. You've got a vision, and anything that is going to keep you from living that vision is got to be removed from the situation. And so in order for that to happen, you have to express your individuality. You have to be in tune with who you really are and what really works for you. You've been trying to work with what came your way. That's not a bad thing. That's actually a really good thing. The Two of Cups is flipped over as I'm cutting the deck. That is a card about love. So this is definitely feeling a love reading anyways. So we're just going to flip that over and do this. And then we'll take it from the palm. Show me the Nine of Swords with the conclusion as soon as I ask. We have Seven of Pentacles. It just flipped itself in reverse. Seven of Pentacles, okay, in reverse with the King of Pentacles. Yeah, I see you have to protect the treasure. I see what you have is you've had a dream that shows you what you have to protect. What is the treasure that must be protected and what's not growing? Because certain things you can invest in long term. They're saying this is not a long term investment for you. The Chariot and the Devil. Yeah, it was supposed to be short term. It was a short term distraction. And here's part of the purpose in this short term distraction was because it was going to trigger the other. The other person involved in this is meant to be triggered. Why? Because this person has some blockages in their path. This person has a need to find internal balance that will enable them to move forward and take action that they need to. This relationship, this situation, this conclusion is meant to trigger that for them so they can go do what they actually need to do, what they actually soul is calling them to do. And part of that is why you felt like, oh, this will be fun. Let me figure this out. Let me give it a shot. Okay, you felt that, but this other person had a whole different idea the whole time. The problem is uh, their spirit is calling for more, and there's no running from that. It's going to have to happen, okay? Love and peace and happiness. So let's see the Three of Swords with the vision. What reveal more about the Three of Swords with the vision, please and thank you. I just had a rush to my crown chakra. I just want to throw that out there. Okay, what is this vision with the Three of Swords? Yeah, that dream. I'm getting it's that dream. That dream. It just had to happen. Seven of Swords, a deceptive energy. Okay, and look, it says hope and reflection, but it's this dude staring in a coffin. Yeah, you had a vision, I'm telling you, of this ending of this situation. And the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords was coming through as this person is doing this investigation, having this learning moment in life, going through a life study about their own beauty, about the beauty of life, about the beauty of cycles, about, things transforming. You got to uh, release one thing and that makes space for more in your life. Okay. Oh, so the truth that hurts like a bee and sets free is that this person was lying to themselves. Okay, it could have even been intentional lying for you. And then, there's a Four of Cups with the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, rejecting this and pulling the energy back, realizing that you're larger than the situation. Okay, and the Four and the Four is definitely in alignment. This is an alignment for infinite potential. Like you have so much more potential. You're realizing that there's so much more available for you. This is restrictive. You got to let it go. Okay. Let's see the Three of Pentacles with individuality. What else? Thank you. Two of Wands. Decision is yours. I heard. Okay. It's time for a duel. The Star. Okay. So this Two of Wands just give me the sunset duel. Yeah. Battle at sunset type of thing. And the Star. Okay. Three of Pentacles. Two of Wands. A decision, destiny, fate. Fate is going to happen anyways, but destiny requires courage and faith. Okay, a decision to believe that you're a shining star with your individuality, no matter who you are. Okay, you need something that works with that. Let me see. The Ace of Pentacles on your own. You can't do this for both of you. You can do it for yourself. Okay. Queen of Pentacles, self-development work. Yeah. You also understand like part of the purpose of this is so that somebody could realize like that they need to do their own self-development work. And I see that you came to be an influence on exactly what that looks like, how to follow it through. Could have shared some techniques, shared some experience, did some of it in the face. Okay, let's see in the feelings, the Two of Pentacles and the cycles. Why do we have Two of Pentacles and cycles? We have the Fool in reverse. Okay, we have the Magician. Ooh, ooh. Okay, so a change had to happen here because somebody was trying to manipulate a situation. Nine of Wands. And coming out with the Seven of Cups. Oh yeah, somebody is trying to like this is about removing the burden of an illusion. Okay, so there's a situation here. Somebody here, the cycle is over. Anywhere where you decided to jump on into this situation, that's because something in this person's energy just called you right in. Somebody here, you could have been under influence, whether that was just verbal influence, telepathic influence, or spiritual influence. That influence is over. The illusion is broken. Um, there's no power or control over you. And a lot of you, who don't resonate with all that, I see it this way. I see the influence was your past energies that you overcame. So like well, we're gonna do a review of what you learned last year, type of thing in school, right? You go back for the new school year, they do a review of what you should have learned last year. That's what this looks like. You're in a new energy. We're going to review the past lesson and see if you figured it out. How well did you learn the lesson? It's type of that. And then it's like, oh, okay, I recognize this. I recognize this. This is an illusion. This is a blocked path. Somebody tried to attract you and you feel like this person tried to attract you, but you feel like that path isn't going anywhere. Show me beauty with the Page of Swords. We have the Two of Swords. Yeah, not wanting to see something and need to cut something off. There's a pair of scissors there. What you gonna cut? With the Knight of Swords. I got the sword. I'm going to keep this sword in my chest. Okay. So not wanting to see how this person Oh, I heard they they hit some information. They hit some information, hidden information. Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment. Okay. And the Hierophant. Yeah, this person, one of the hidden information they keep hiding is that they want long-term commitment, higher level commitment. Um, but they're not, it's like that's so important to them, but that's part of their lesson. Like this person is looking at their fulfillment coming externally, and spirit is like, no, the life lesson is it don't come externally until you have it internally. And that's where they're at. And that's why the lust is here. The person could use lust as a tool to try to attain a connection, to try to attain fulfillment, to try to feel their value. Let me see the Nine of Pentacles with the High Priestess of Earth, please. And we have the King of Cups. So this is what you know. Why did it fall to the floor? Emotional mastery with the Six of Pentacles. Okay, I heard you giving all. I gave you all the love I had. I gave you all that I could give. Gave you love. Okay? I gave you all that I had inside, and you took my heart. You took my love. Okay, so you gave love. You gave too much love. Okay. All right. And then we have the Lovers. This is what you know, the Lovers, third party energy. Somebody's heart is not prepared for a two-party situation, but this is a divine reason why the connection came together, to show something, to teach something. The King of Wands, uh, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius energy about what actions to take. Okay. So what you know is that you have emotional mastery. You gave what you could, but it's not balanced. It's not reciprocal. What you're giving to, they don't have the capacity to return. You know, you have the choice and you have to take action. Why? Because you're the one that can make things happen for you. Let's see what will be revealed. You have the Ten of Swords with the Grove. Show me more. Why? And it's the Five of Swords. There's the cutting of ties. There's the argument, there's the disagreement. And you know what? This is also like nobody, this win, it's an empty winning. Let's say it's an empty win because it doesn't feel like a win for nobody involved, but it's also a cut your losses before there's more losses. Okay. And the Strength card, which is how you overcome the devil energy, which means overcoming challenges and temptations. And where did we see that devil energy? Right here in the beginning. Yeah. So, in the conclusion of this, what you're going to learn is cutting ties. That's how you overcome the devil energy. And again, for you, this is the review. Did you learn last year what you were supposed to learn? If you did, this is you displaying that power. Okay. And this is also, I'm getting a cutting of ties with something or somebody that would like to control you or your power, your energy. You have the Page of Cups. But I want it. I want it. I want it. There's some innocence in this, okay? And the Knight of Pentacles. It's time for you to. Uh, the innocence is that it takes time. There's innocence in taking time, and this is also. It's not like the person is wrong. It's not like the person is a bad person. It's just where they're at. They're stuck in a. Look at this. A lot of entanglements. A lot of entanglements. So somebody has to be the mature one to recognize, like, dude, this doesn't work. Three of Pentacles. I'm not entangled. Look at my feet are free. My feet are free. I already moved through all this stuff. I'm watering some new seeds. Those I can't tie myself up in these entanglements that you have and then continue to take care of what I've been building. So that energy is here as well. So yeah, we basically have a situation where somebody had a vision, somebody had a dream, and this is how you overcome a temptation, a materialistic pursuit of physical gratification, um, realizing what can be uh, materialized and what is not going to give fruit, what is not going to materialize, and knowing, like, just look, baby, everybody gonna choose you. With the energy you have, they're all going to choose you. They're going to want you. It doesn't mean that it's right for you. It doesn't mean that you choose them too. And especially with the purpose driven life and the spiritual gifts and what you're able to do with it, the influence that you have there, it's important for you to maintain the ability to maneuver, the ability to operate, the ability to function and not be caught up in a distraction that doesn't serve your interests or anybody else's involved. I heard it serves as a blockage. It serves as stifling and stagnancy. So let's see. I'm going to give you a yes or no answer to your yes or no question. I'm only going to do this once because your highest self, your spirit team, involved in helping you to formulate the question to receive your perfect answer, because they already know what the answer is. All time is non-linear, so this is already done. Thank you for doing all the YouTube things that supports the growth of our channel, so that more like you and I can uh, receive these messages. Okay, and information's below and on the website. Is the answer yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes is the answer, with the fourth card coming out, Ace of Cups. The bottom of the deck is the Magician. We had the King of Cups, Four of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, and the Ace of Cups. Your answer is yes. This is what I have for you. Until next time, sending you so much love and peace and happiness. 감사합니다. Gracias. Estamos completos. Bueno, pues, we are complete. And I'm out.